Good evening. God bless. We're the Reeses,
Yes, we're the Reeses.
and we're here with Unified Love Couples Ministry.
Yes.
I meant this. I almost said married because when we first started the ministry, it was for married couples only, but we wanted to extend it out also to other couples that are in relationship that have not gotten married yet but are pursuing marriage. And we know that in God, we want that path to be married. So we're trying to groom and prepare those
Yes.
that are seeking marriage, because we know that once we are married, whatever baggage we come in with the marriage becomes a part of the marriage. So we want to make sure that we are equipping couples that know what it is that they're heading into, knowing that issues need to be resolved before marriage even take place. So we just want to equip couples so that when we say I do, that it be permanent, and we're not trying to find a way out, but we want this to be a lifelong journey. So we have a topic tonight:
Yes.
finding a happy balance in relationships. We see you on, Charity. Mr. Williams, we see you as well.
Yes.
Charity, I have a post asking for those that would like to give a topic, and Charity responded. Thank you so very much. So we will be talking about finding happy balance in relationship on tonight. So as we begin to do some research on the word balance, we know that it's a weight of force of one side equal to another side. So that means that it can't be on this way. Oh, you can't hardly see me. It has to be leverage.
So
Balance is equal.
so that means I'm not the man. Okay, I'm not over you.
Well, we're walking together. You are the head,
Okay.
as Christ is the head of the church, and I'm submitting to you as a wife.
All
So
right.
you are the head.
Okay.
And that's what we have to realize as women, that we are not wearing the pants, although sometimes we do have pants on, but we are not wearing the pants. We allow the man to be the man, so we can walk in a happy balance. And hey, that's a good point to start out with.
So what about the women that don't walk hand in hand with the man and they want to wear the pants?
They become dominating and controlling, which is not how God had ordained it. He ordained for the church, then the husband, and then the wife.
Mhm.
And even the scriptures say that women, our wives, are to submit to the husband.
Mm.
And I know a lot of women have a problem with the word submission. Oh, I'm not no do girl. I don't have to, I don't have no opinion. It's not that we don't have opinion. Our husband is the head, but he includes us in the decision making. So, we have to make sure that we are lining up in submission. Submission means that, yes, it ain't, he say jump off a building, ain't jumping off a building.
Mhm.
Submission is being in agreement, walking with one accord, and not bucking up against everything or the authority of the husband, because we think that we should be the one that's calling the shots. And there are a lot of women that are dominating. There are a lot of women that have been independent and lived a life of independency. And I can share my story that I had been married at one point. It was not of God. It did not even last a year. I didn't wait on God for an answer. I was walking in flesh, and I can admit that. I was walking in flesh, and I got married, and it didn't even last a year. And I had been 10 years without a husband. And I swore that I would not remarry, or if I did remarry, that God would have to shake me up, throw me down, slam me for me to know that this is my husband. So 10 years later, my husband came. And because I had been so used to, I was a single mom, I was pastoring a ministry, in a management position on my job. so used to being the one making the decision, being the one that's the head. So I was so used to this, and because I was so used to this, I had to adapt to letting my husband make decisions. And one thing I remember so clearly is that when we was walking in, we made a reservation at PF Chain, and we walked in. He opened the door for me, of course, and then me, I'm prancing right on up to the check-in, and they said, "How many?" He's standing right there with me, and I'm saying two, and I'm like just so taking control. And even then, I caught myself saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry, babe. I'm gonna let you go ahead." And he can speak, he's a man, but I'm so used to walking in authority and being in authoritative positions that at first I had to first realize that I need to let him take the lead. And a lot of times as women, we don't want to give up that right because we have been doing it for so long. But see, that's the good thing about waiting on God to give us a husband and waiting on God to bless us, because at that point that we surrender to what it is the will of God is for our lives, we'll be surrendering and submitting to the person that we know that God has chosen for us. So if I know that this is the man that God chose for me, I shouldn't have a problem submitting. And we do a lot of couples counseling, and one of the number one complaints from women is, "Oh, but he not saved. How I'm going to submit to somebody that ain't saved?" But you married him that way. So, I mean, we have to make sure that we are making intelligent decisions, and we are consulting God with who it is that we are allowing to come into our life, and not only allowing to come into our life, but also putting above and placing them above us. Because remember, they're not only the husband of us, but our children now have to submit to them. People in our family have to know that we are walking in submission, or if we don't, then that open doors for besties to come in and try to tell you, "Oh, you shouldn't let him do that, or you should be doing this." So, we are wise in our decisions, and we want a happy relationship and trust. If it's not happy now, even before getting married, it's not, "Oh, once we get married, it'll change." No. Issues, problems, concerns need to be resolved before marriage. Go ahead, baby.
And that is so simple, because I just wanna talk on the man behalf.
Okay.
I mean, now that don't mean your wife is your slave. That don't mean she's supposed to shut her mouth just because you talking. Give her opportunity to speak, because I'm gonna tell you, if she really love you, she gonna give you good, sound advice. Yes, you're the man. Yes, you're the one that God has placed in, as the one over the home, over the one that's watching and being over the home. But also, your wife is your queen, not your slave. Let's get that right. Your wife is your queen, not your slave. And that's why I think a lot of men get mixed up on thinking, "Oh, she's supposed to obey me, and she's supposed to, do what I say." No, look, that is your queen, and you treat her as such. And if you needed something done, wouldn't a kind word be better than yelling at your wife or telling her what she's supposed to be doing? Wouldn't a kind word, baby, could you do this for me?
Yes, of course.
And is it all right if and sometimes I know you feel like, "Oh, I'm being a wimp because I have to beg her to do." No, it's not that you begging her, you complimenting her. I'm telling you, you catch more bees with honey than you do with molasses. Because if you have a molasses type attitude, you're going to get a molasses type response. But if you have a honey type attitude, you're going to get a honey response.
Which leads right into this cliche that we wanted to discuss tonight. And it's happy wife, happy life.
Oh, how many times I heard that? I was just telling somebody that the other day. I say a happy wife is a happy life for you.
So I looked on the website, and there was an article that was published in 2014 in the Journal of Marriage and Family. And it found that men who are unhappily married may still be happy with their lives overall, as long as their wives are satisfied with their marriages. So men who are unhappily married may still be happy with their overall lives. So, I'm not happy in my relationship with my wife, but I'm happy. And then it says, a wife's happiness in the marriage has the power to overtake a husband's marital unhappiness.
Wow.
To make his overall life quite pleasant. Mm-hmm. A wife's happiness in the marriage has the power to overtake a husband's marital unhappiness to make his overall life quite pleasant. If you want to see the article, I also shared the link there. So if you wanted to follow us,
yes.
If you want to join by phone because you want to audibly join in the conversation, you can just call 319-527-9821. That number is also there. Mm-hmm. So in this study that they did, the professor at Rutledge University from the Huffington Post quoted that was the finding that makes people say happy wife, happy life, but it cuts the other way, miserable wife, miserable life. So now the co-author, a professor at the Michigan, did a household survey of 18,000 individuals. And this is what they found. They rated their marriage on a scale from 1 to 4. So husbands who rated the quality of their marriage a 1, but their wives rated it a 4, were happy with their overall lives. So although my marriage is in the pits, or my overall, I'm happy. Mm-hmm. So the husband is unhappy with the marriage, but the wife, she rated a 4. She's happy. And because the wife is happy, overall, the husband is happy. Mm-hmm. So then it says that while husbands who rated their marriages as 1, whose wives also rated it as 1, reported that it was overall a low marriage. Mm-hmm. Because women's happiness didn't seem to be affected by men's satisfaction with their marriages. So overall, a man is satisfied, although he may not be happy, as long as his wife is happy. And it says here, one reason for this discrepancy in happiness is that if a man is unhappy in the relationship, but the wife is happy, she's more likely to provide him benefits that enhance his overall life. So although he's not happy, she's happy. So she's still giving him, they're still having sexual relations. She's still giving him emotional support, and she's still taking care of the house because she's happy. Now, mind you, he's not, but he's happy that she's happy because she's still making love to him. She's still cleaning the house, and she's still being an emotional support. And it says, as for why women's happiness doesn't seem to be affected by their husband's satisfaction, is because wives have no idea if husbands are happy with marriages or not, because men aren't socialized to discuss feelings of good or bad. Wow. So the man won't talk about it. He's rating the marriage as a 1. Mm-hmm. But overall, he's satisfied because his wife is happy.
And he won't even talk about it.
No. But he won't talk about what's wrong because the wife is happy. So the wife is still doing what it takes to please the husband, although he's not really satisfied with how the relations are. But because he's a man, he won't talk about it. Why do men do that?
I don't know why they do that.
You're a man.
But I don't do that. I express how I feel.
So why is it that men don't open up and talk? We can have an open dialogue right here on Facebook Live. If you want to chime in, put your comment, and it's open for discussion. Because it's saying here that men don't talk, that they and this is with 18,000 men, mind you, 18,000. Wow.
So out of those 18,000 men, you mean there's only one man like me?
Well, you wasn't in the survey, so you don't count as the 18,000.
Okay, good. I don't count as the 18,000. Okay.
Right. So men don't socialize. They don't say what it is that they feel. Now, this is from the 18,000. I'm not saying that is you. My husband says not him. But for whatever reason, the husband doesn't open up to the wife to talk about the concerns that he's having about the marriage. And why? Because she's happy. She's happy. She's still doing things to make him happy, although he has some issues that, you know, he don't want to talk about. So again, happy wife, happy life.
So a lot of times, I'm gonna look at it at those men's point of view. The reason why they don't want to talk about it is because mainly they don't want nothing to start up. The house is peaceful. Mm-hmm. If I say something, it might jump off to something else. I'm not going to be getting my privileges no more. I'm not going to be getting my cooked meal no more. I'm not going to be getting the pampering no more. She's going to get angry with me because I'm not happy, but she is.
Right. So I'm glad you said that, because in this same study, they found if a wife is unhappy with her marriage, she's going to do something about it. What she's going to do, it says complain. She might be less forthcoming with love and support. So now I'm withholding the goodies and I'm not being supportive. Why? Because I'm upset.
Wait a minute. They withhold the goodies?
Because I'm upset.
Because she upset?
And I'm mad and I'm angry.
But is that right?
It's not right. It's not right, but I'm mad now. It says men are not the ones to say we need to talk about the relationship if they're unhappy. They're going to sit in their chair and stew over it. So there's an imbalance. Whereas women are more vocal as to voice what it is that they're not happy with in the relationship, that the man, although he's not happy, he's not going to say anything, but he's satisfied as long as his wife is happy. That is not balance. Balance is when there's an equal leverage on both sides. It's equal. I'm happy, you're happy. We're happy with our marriage. And the only way and the best way to fix this is communication. So let's see, the Bible say about balance. It says Proverbs 11:1. This is the King James Version. A false balance, which it means unfair, is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So God is not happy with an imbalance in the relationship. He's not happy. It says, this is Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So balance, we have to balance. So in order for us to balance, we have to be on the same page. We have to be open with one another, willing to communicate. Proverbs 16:11 says, a just weight and balance are the Lord's. All the weights of the bag are his work. A just weight and balance are the Lord's. So if we are walking in God, we are in a relationship, we're walking with one accord, there should be balance. It should not be that he's happy and I'm not, or I'm happy and he's not, because we are to have a happy relationship. A just balance is equal. I'm not taking advantage of you. You're not taking advantage of me. We're walking in this thing together as one, and we are unified. We are unified in love. And whenever the enemy sees that there's an opening, whenever he sees there is strife, whenever he sees that there is a problem, that it escalates if we don't talk about it, if we don't communicate.
So a lot of times with a lot of couples, and I think we talk about this all the time, communication. And a lot of people say, oh, you can't be happy in a marriage and be communicating all the time. And you ain't got to, as a man, you don't want to tell your wife everything. And as a woman, oh, I ain't got to tell him. I tell my bestie or my friend everything. I don't have to tell my husband everything how I feel because it's going to hurt his feelings. And the man be like, I don't want to tell my wife because all she going to do is complain. She going to start complaining. We're going to get in an argument and something going to break off. So, but I truly believe that communication is very important with that marriage, no matter what. If you want to be happy in your marriage, communicate to one another. Even when things not even the way what you want it to be, you got to come out and say it. And if your wife is a woman of God, she should not get upset and angry. You should be able to go and tell your wife anything. And if you cannot go and talk to your wife and tell her anything, it's something wrong with that picture. There's something wrong with that. And if your wife can't come and tell you anything, it's something wrong with that picture. So you got to be able to communicate and talk to one another. Mm-hmm. And I didn't say yell at one another. I didn't say fuss at one another. I didn't say, oh, that's why you was doing it that way. And that's why I can't talk to you. Mm-hmm. You know, they always use that. Mm-hmm. That's why I can't talk to you. And see, that's why a man don't say nothing because you always go off the handle. Mm-hmm. You know, that's what I'm saying. So it got to be where your wife is not going off the handle and the husband is able to consult and talk with his wife. Like me and my wife are talking to unite now. Mm-hmm. It should be where we can relate to one another and talk to one another mm-hmm. and relate to the problem of solving the problem. And like my wife said earlier, if you are a man and woman of God who is married, you should not be fussing and arguing with your husband or your wife at any time. You shouldn't be fussing and arguing. And I know people say, well, that's easy for you to say, or that's easy to do, you know, when you get together and you don't know what he did and you don't know what she did to me. And we always use these different things. But do you know we are allowing the enemy to make it where before you know it, before the night's over, none of you are saying anything to each other. You're angry. Now you don't want to talk to each other. Now you got nothing to say to each other. And then before you know it, it goes on for weeks, then months, then years. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, you ain't talking at all. So the biggest thing is stop the devil in his tracks. Mm-hmm. Let him know that you ain't going to have no control of my marriage. I can talk to my wife mm-hmm. and I can talk to my husband. And I know I won't get no backlash either way because why? He's a man of God and she's a woman of God and we can talk about this thing. We can work it out.
Yes. And we have to break the stigma. It's always, I mean, when a couple get married, then you have the different ones. Oh, the first year is the worst year of your life. Oh, wait till after 5 years and oh, you will see how happy you are. People speak that negativity over marriages mm-hmm. and first year of hardness, we didn't have that. 5 years of marriage, we were still happy. We are this year going into our 9th year of marriage, and we still have people calling us honeymooners. So we have to, marriage is what we make it, and we should not receive. And I'm telling you, they're going to say, oh, you're going to go through this, you're going to go through that. No, don't speak that over my marriage. My marriage will be blessed. My marriage will be prosperous. Me and my wife, me and my husband, we will have open communication. So now is the time to start. If you're not married and don't have open communication, there's a problem. Ooh. There's a problem. You have to be able to talk. You have to be able to sit down and be able to relate to one another and be able to talk without arguing, without raising voices, without having dispute, without being mad and going to bed angry. Happy, being truly happy for one another and with one another. And when we learn that this is the one that I love, this is the one I want to spend the rest of my life with, I will treat my companion how I want to be treated. I will put myself in my companion's shoes and realize, hey, he wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like him to do that. So why would I do it? We're talking about happiness and balance, that we can be happy in relationship and we can be equally happy, not flogging, knowing that our marriage is in shams, but on Facebook, we making it look like everything all right. That's flogging. That's being phony. That's facade. You know, and if there's a problem, don't post. But don't post lies. Everything is all right when we know that we're not even speaking and being in the same house for 2 weeks already. Come on now. We've got to walk in a balance. So if there's something wrong with the head, something's wrong with the tail. The husband is the head. The wife is the tail. I'm using this example, although we walk together, Christ put that husband above. The wife is to submit, but guess what? I'm your helpmeet. So we're walking together and we're walking in balance. There's a scripture in Job 31:6. It says, let me be weighed in an even balance, that God may know my integrity. Knowing God knows who I am. God knows that I'm a person that's walking right, that's living right. So if I'm walking and living right in God, how am I not walking and living right in my marriage?
Amen.
Or in my relationship?
Can I say something you said earlier about people speaking over your marriage? I remember after me and my wife was married and I had left my other ministry and we were together, and some of the people saw me later and they said to me, oh, how your marriage going? And why do people always want to look to see if something is going on, if something done happened now? And I heard, 5 years later, they were still asking, oh, how's it going in your marriage? Is everything going all right? And now, what would you think? What makes you think nothing, that I wouldn't be still happy if I'm already saying I'm happy? And see, people try to make up stuff on your marriage because they want you to sit there saying, well, this and that going on, and I can't talk to her, and this and that, and that. But, and then when you give them that, I'm blessed, I got the best wife in the world, and I tell them that all the time because I do. I have the best wife in the whole wide world. And a lot of time, and then here we are 9 years later, people still looking and might say, how's the marriage going? How's everything going? Is everything going all right? Why? Because you're looking for something. You're searching for something to be wrong. You're searching for something to be wrong with my marriage. But the devil is a liar because I'm not upholding that. And I don't care how you put it or how anybody else put it, but I know what I have. And I can say this, and I can make this bold statement right here on Facebook Live to everyone that's listening tonight, that I've been with my wife now 9 years. I had 9 years of happiness with my wife. We had some sad when relatives died and her mother died, my mother died, my father, thinking about my dad and stuff like this. We had those issues, but as husband and wife, me and my wife have always communicated. We've always talked. We've never got mad and yelling and screaming at each other.
We did a couple of times early in marriage.
Early, okay.
Yeah, but we learned from that.
I you know what? And
now you remember.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah. Now I know sometimes, but we never had those times where we just was done with each other. Well, I ain't gonna talk to you no more. I ain't got nothing else to say to you. But we will always come back, and our motto was, we're not going to bed angry.
That's right. That's right.
Wasn't that a good motto? Because we decided that before we got married, that we will not lay our head on a pillow angry with one another.
That's right. Issues have to be resolved. My husband said something that was key earlier, that not everyone is going to be happy for your relationship. So there will be those hoping that you fall because they're not happy in their relationship. So we've got to be careful who we have in our inner circle, who is in our ear. I know a lot of us have close relationships with other people that we call besties, that, that's my girl, that's my partner. But we have to make sure that we are not allowing them to put things or sour seeds within us that carry into our relationship. It's important that even with them, they have a line that they should not cross. And a lot of times, because of our relationship of friendship, we allow those closest to us to say anything about our spouse.
Say it to them too.
Or even confront our spouses. Say anything about our spouse or the person we're in relationship with, when it shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be that they can so freely say anything, thinking that you're going to receive it and that you're going to run with it. So we've got to be careful who is in our ear, because if that person especially don't mean us any good, or don't want happiness for us, or is jealous of us, or hoping that we fall because they didn't succeed, so they can say, see, I told you it wasn't going to work out. And you have to make sure that, number one, that we are prayerful as a couple, that we're going before God, because we want a happy and a healthy balance in our relationship. That means that a third person should not be in my marriage. A third person should not be in my relationship, especially someone that you're looking to marry. You have someone that's telling you, it could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it could be, and most of the time it's someone really close to us that we value their opinion, and we let what they say sway us from what we feel in our gut, or what we're feeling led by the Spirit of God is the right thing. So we've got to make sure that, remember, our balance is with the person that we're in the relationship with. We're not trying to appease or please anyone outside of the relationship, and they should not know what's going on in our bedrooms. They should not know what's going on in our personal conversations of discussion. We should not be so openly and freely just talking when that's something that's confidential with our spouse. Why? Because we're walking in balance. And first of all, not everyone is praying for our happiness in our relationship. Remember, if you want to chime in, you can comment on the Facebook page. Those that are signed in or logged into the conference line, is there anyone that has a question or a comment that you want to release on the line today? Those that are on Facebook Live, if you would like to join into the conversation, you can call 319-527-9821. We love interaction, so if you have any comments, you can place them in the comment field. You have a question, put it in the comment field. We will answer your question. So, finding a happy balance. No one is, well, we have callers on the line. Is there any comments?
I have one thing I wanted to say, and my wife made a key point about having other people in your marriage. I remember when we got married, the pastor or the bishop had told us right in front, he said, you see this ring? It's a circle. It's a circle around a circle, unbreakable circle. That means in the middle is you and your wife, and nobody else should be in your circle, in between these two rings, in between this ring. That means there's no break in there to tell mama anything, no break in there to tell daddy anything, no break in there to tell your sister and your cousin and Pookie and whoever else.
Ray them.
You know, Ray them. And there's no break in there to go and tell somebody about what your husband say, or what he did, or what she did, or what her response was. It's you and your wife. This is a circle. that cannot be broken. And when you break that circle, that means you filling in other people in your circle of your marriage. So now you got Ray Ray and you got Pookie, know everything about what's going on in your house. And before you know it, Pookie and somebody else done told somebody else, and now everybody know what goes on in your marriage, in your household. And I like that about me and my wife, that nobody knows what goes on in our house. Nobody, even our children don't even know what goes on with us. When we're in our room by ourselves, that's where a lot of our discussions take place. And if my wife didn't like something I said, she would tell me. If I like something if I didn't like something she said, I would tell her. But we will not lay our heads down angry with one another and mad because we didn't get it right before we laid down. So don't let nobody in your circle. Keep your ring on. That means keep your business to you and your husband's self. Don't tell nobody else nothing what's going on in your house, because I'm gonna tell you, people will take it and people will run with it, and then before you know it, Miss Barbara down the street know all your business, know everything that's going on in your marriage, know everything that's going on with you, know everything that's going on with your wife, know everything that's going on in your household. So we gotta be smart about this thing, and don't look at other people. Look at your husband. You look at your wife, and you tell her the problem. Because why? At the end of the day, that's who you have to lay your head down with. That's who you have to lay beside in your bed as husband and wife.
And why is it so easy for us to tell someone else and not tell each other? We feel that we can so easily talk to other people.
Well, I can't talk to him.
But we should be communicating in relationships. We should be communicating with each other, having open dialogues, not being offended. We so offended. They can't tell us, oh, my feelings hurt. We wearing our feelings on our shoulder. But how can we make a relationship better if we can't openly talk about it? And if we do, then I'm mad or I'm upset because, right, I'm always offended. We can't walk in offense in relationship. We can't walk with our feelings on our shoulder in relationship, because then that's when the door closes and we say, we can't talk about this. We never can discuss nothing. We always end up arguing because I'm offended. I don't want to hear what's right. I feel like, I'm losing control. No, but we've got to walk in relationship, take the time to talk, whether it's good or bad, and do it regularly. We should be talking daily. We should be communicating and on the same page daily. I wanted to leave some tips for you. We want to leave some tips for you to live in a happy relationship. The first tip is communicate. We've been talking about that all night. The first tip is to communicate. The second tip is keep a notebook and write what you are learning each day about your spouse or the person that you're in a relationship with, and act on it. It is important to take advantage of this so you can capture what is going on in your relationship. So little things that you notice, how things that make them happy, things that you say that make him smile or make her smile. You're journaling this because you want to reflect. So when you're mad, you can pick up your journal and say, you know what? I know he's mad at me right now, but if I do this, he'll smile. If I hug him, he'll laugh. So things like that are important, because when we're in a rage, there's no reaching us. There's no talking to us. So we want to learn from each other. Learn how to calm each other down. I may be upset about another situation, but my husband know how to talk to me that'll calm me down. So we have to learn each other. We have to study each other. And most of all, we have to know each other.
And that one thing I want to add on to what you just said, if your spouse come in angry about something that happened on the job, don't don't be an add-on to the problem. Try to be the problem solver. Try to be that one that give that listening ear. And then afterwards, try to be that one, like my wife said, who can give a good response to make that encouragement. Look, don't let that bother you. You know how they feel about you anyway. Just do your job, and you ain't got to worry about it. Not that you must be doing something wrong. You must have said something wrong to them. You know how you always is. Come on now.
Got the head movement.
Yeah, got the head movement, and you know this and that and this and that, and then and the husband the same way. We gotta know when our wife come home, they could be frustrated from work, frustrated from what somebody done said, and here you go talking about you ain't cooked my dinner. Come on now. At least take an ear to listen.
Yes.
Hear her out. Whoa, baby, I'm sorry you went through that today. Give her a good, kind word, because sometimes that good, kind word gonna make her feel special. You say, honey, you made me feel better. Let me go in here and fix your meal. Not I go in the kitchen mad because you done added on to my problem, and I done burnt your steak.
Yeah. Hope you like it extra crispy.
That's what I'm saying. Or you done got mad because your wife done said something you done like. Now you done ran out the door. So it goes both ways. You have to be patient with one another. Listen and see what the problem. Many a time my wife have come home frustrated. Many a time I have come home frustrated, and my wife was able to calm me down easily. And it goes the same way. It goes the same way. And when she going through something, I can talk to my wife and don't let that bother you. You know how people are, and I tell her. And sometimes, you know what she do? When it's something that maybe words can't say, but come on, let me grab your hand. Let's pray about it. And we know prayer changes things.
Yes, amen.
And it's good when you have a woman or a man say, come on, honey, let's grab hands and pray about that. They tried to aggravate you, that ain't nothing but the devil, but we're going to pray over that situation right then and right there. And when you recognize who your enemy, when you recognize who the enemy is, you'll know how to attack your enemy. So when we see frustration come and the devil done tried your wife at work or tried you at work to get you to come home, and a lot of time it'd be backlash.
Yes.
Because they mad at somebody else at the job, but here you come saying your little smart remarks, and now they mad at you too.
Man.
That's all I got to say about that.
So we don't want to add to the problem.
No, we don't want to add to the problem.
We want to help alleviate it. We want to help lift the burden because we love each other. And if you're hurting, I'm hurting. When you're sad, I'm sad. If you're upset, I want to know who made you mad because, we're one and we are connected. So that leads into the next point. Get a clear understanding of how and what it means to love your spouse, or to love the person that you're in a relationship with, that you're looking to make your spouse. Have a clear understanding what it means to love, not being infatuated, not having a crush, not, when we truly love someone, we bend over backwards, we extend beyond because we love them. And because I love my companion, I'm going to do everything to make sure that we're both happy. We talked about that cliche earlier, happy wife, happy life, but it shouldn't be just the wife that's happy. The husband should be happy too. And the husband should not just be settling because the wife is happy. So the wife is doing things to make the husband happy, but they're just satisfied because there's some issues that need to be dealt with that, I'm not happy with, but we can't talk about it. We don't have an open communication. We always end up fighting. We always end up mad, going weeks without talking. And that's not how relationship is. It's an even balance because I want God to be pleased with my relationship. Yeah. He's not pleased in an unlevel balance.
Yeah, and that balance, don't mean that, I know if I tell her that it's going to hurt her feelings, but it's a way you can say it. Honey, I don't like how you talk at me. It's like you talking at me and not talking to me. You know, or it seems like you.
What do you mean? Well, I'm talking to you. That's how I always talk. Come on. Come on.
Then cut the man off. He's sitting there like,
yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I ain't gonna say a mumbling word. Because now she ain't even giving me an opportunity to even let's talk about this situation. You know, and it goes the other way too. Want to jump in there when she talking, trying to explain to you how she feel, and I ain't never know you felt like that. I thought we was straight.
Yes.
See, but you ain't giving her opportunity to express to you how she feel, and it could be something so simple that can be fixed, but we make it into something even bigger than what it is. Ain't even that big.
Number 4, make an attempt to rekindle the love in your relationship by challenging yourself to do something different. Try something new.
I got something new.
What you got?
I got something I want everybody to try. Try and have one day out of the month, just one day out of the month, have a first date all over again. Anybody ever did that? I don't know. If y'all on Facebook, if you ever, had a first date, when you meeting a person for the first time and you don't know what that person gonna be like, they don't know what you gonna be like, and you want to make that good impression, you got to get back to doing those things sometime. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna one time out of the month, we're gonna have a first date going out.
Okay, so it'll be in addition to our Friday night date night.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be like a first day. We'll pick one day, and on that day, I'm gonna text you and call you like, "Hey, how you doing? Are you ready for our date tonight?" Like, and what do you like to go? And
okay,
something different, something new, something fresh. I know we always go out and we always have a great time together, but sometimes you need to change up a little bit.
And it's important to spend time together. Sometimes our lives get so hectic, especially when we're in ministry, especially when we're working, especially when we have kids. It becomes so hectic because we have so much on our plate that a lot of times grandkids, that we neglect the ones that we love. So we have to make sure that we put in time to spend with them. And not with everyone around, but just time that's dedicated just for them. And it was my husband and I can't even remember when we started. We always do it unless we have an engagement that we have to go to, that we do Friday night date night. Because all during the week we have so much going on, and that's just us go out, have a good time. What we love to do all the time is dinner and a movie. But now we finna do something spontaneous.
Yes.
And we're going to have our first date. But
first date.
First date.
I like that.
But we've got to spend time with each other. We have to have romance in our relationship. We have to make sure that because when we were dating, we pulled out all the stops. We do everything to impress. And then after a while of being married, after years of being married, we're still doing the same things. But we need to try something new, do things that we've never done before.
And even remember in the first date, when you first met the person that you're with right now, the first thing is you want to make a great impression. So you dress all up. You know us, man, we done took our bath, we done smelling so good and we looking good, done get our haircut. Cause hey, I'm ready to date this young lady. I'm ready to get to know her. So, and the woman, she go and she got to go find her the perfect dress, to dress up, to put on her makeup and to get her hair looking good, because she going on her first date with a man she done met. Yeah. And now she want to make a good impression on him. And you could call it role playing, whatever you want to call it, but it brings something different to the marriage.
Yes.
It brings something different to the relationship, because why? You're doing something out of the ordinary than what you do all the time. And it makes it better for you and the husband, that you do things spontaneously. I remember me and my wife first got married. We jump in the car and we just go. We didn't know where we was going, how we was gonna get there. We didn't take no clothes, but we just went. Remember those times? We just went, and that's what it's all about.
Stop saying no, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to try that. I don't. Come on, it's life together, and life being happy together, and life having fun together. Relationships aren't meant to be boring or dull. Remember, especially if you're getting married or already married, this is for life. So make the best out of it. Don't want to try new things, don't want to go new places.
Don't want to change your name.
I changed mine right away.
Because he might trip on me and I gotta get out of this quick.
New things. Yes, do new things. Fun and exciting things. Point number 5, and we're going to be wrapping it up. Be responsible and let God be your guide. Don't give up and don't get down. If it is not working with them at first, follow through with what you started. Let your heart lead and make it through to the end. And we know that the statistics are high with divorce. That is so many people that are getting divorced, that the divorce rate is so high. And, when we stand and we make a vow, we're making this vow for life. So it's not, if things go wrong, like I got my little savings account for a rainy day, or if the things don't go right in the marriage, I got my money on the side. No.
Still the same.
Yes. So we have to adjust with the change, because when we're thinking negative, it's not going to work, it's not going to last, or what if this happened, or what if that's happened. We're looking for something to happen. We're speaking those things in existence. But when we're saying, I'm going to have a happy marriage, this is going to be my only marriage, I'm going to make the best of my marriage, I'm going to live happy with my spouse, I'm going to be in the relationship with the person that I'm with, and it's going to lead to marriage. We have to speak positive in order for positive things to happen in our lives. And when we speak negatively, we're cursing our life. So we've got to make sure that, we're making the best of with this person that I'm going to spend my life with. So I'm making it fun. I'm making it exciting. I'm happy that I'm with this person, or I would not have married them, or I wouldn't be in a relationship with them right now, that I expect it to lead to marriage. Y'all see how I keep saying that. I know that there are couples here that are not married, but the goal is to be married and to go into a marriage happy. So that when we go in happy, we're going to stay happy. When we go in with no issues, with no baggage, guess what? We're creating our happiness so we can be an even balance.
And one thing I liked about when me and my wife got together, and we talked about getting married. And one thing we said, we would never be angry with one another. The next thing we said, we will always talk and communicate with one another. The next thing we said, we will never yell at each other and be screaming and fussing with each other, but we would talk with the understanding with one another that we can talk like husband and wife. And men, we are kings of our home, and that's your queen. And you shouldn't have to disrespect your queen to get your point across. Women, you don't have to disrespect your king to get your point across. All you have to do is talk to him. Express how you feel. Let him express how he feel. And at the end of the day, who's gonna be mad? The devil. Because the devil want to see you fussing, arguing, and yelling, throwing things, fighting with one another, carrying on and doing all those things. Why? Because he wants your marriage destroyed.
Yes. We're going to close with this scripture. If you have any questions or comment, you can put it in the comments section. Those that are on the conference call, you have a question or comment, you can come forth.
Come on, people. I know you're on there. I need to hear from you.
If not, we're going to close with this scripture. It's Psalm 127, verses 1 and 2 from the English Standard Version. It says, "Unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain.
Right.
Unless the Lord watches over the city, the watchman stays awake in vain. It is in vain that you rise up early and go late to rest, eating the bread of anxious toil, for he gives to his beloved sleep." So God wants peace in the house. We're building it and we're honoring God in the house. So if we're honoring God, we're treating each other how we want to be treated. We're loving each other. We're being kind to each other. We're being patient with each other because we know love is kindness. Love is gentleness. Love is peace. Love is patience. Love is the fruit of the Spirit is temperance. So all of these things combine together because we are one. We're unified. We're in love and we want a happy balance. So a happy wife, happy life? No. We'll both be happy and we'll enjoy our happy life. So we thank God for the call on today. Thank you all so much for joining on. I see you all. Please don't forget to like and share this video. If you need personal counseling, my husband and I do counsel couples outside of this actual call. So if you need personal attention, you can go to our website, thefleministry.org/counseling, and submit an application. And we'll be so happy to contact you. But we will be back in 2 weeks. Again, if there's any topics that you would like for us to discuss in relationships, you can leave it in the comment section. You can message us on Facebook or go to, yes, we have a Facebook page, Unified Love Couples Ministry. You can go to our page and message us, leave it. Just let us know what it is you want us to discuss, what it is you want us to talk about. We won't disclose names or anything like that. We just want to make sure that we're being a help to couples. We're being a guide. And, you know, we learn from each other's mistakes and we learn by sharing. We learn by experience. Exactly. So we want to make sure that you have a happy one because God ordained marriage and it's for us to be happy and to be equally happy. So we love you all. We thank you for joining us. And remember to have a happy relationship, a happy marriage, and a happy life. God bless.
God bless.